There is actually an Amtrak route that goes to Yosemite, one of America's best, most popular, and crowded national parks. Just getting through the park gate can take hours. Reserving a place to stay in the park is basically impossible. Driving there is somehow both boring and nerve-wracking, and visiting can be very expensive. So when I heard that you could take Amtrak to Yosemite and that the train solves all of those issues, I knew right away that I had to do it. Unfortunately, it's been 7 years since I found out about that train, and I still haven't done it. But today is that day. I do have some goals for this trip, and I even wrote them down. Enjoy the train ride up there, secure a wilderness permit so I can spend the night in the backcountry, explore the iconic Yosemite Valley, get my girlfriend a long sleeve shirt at the gift shop, make it back in time to catch my ride home, find out if taking Amtrak to Yosemite can still be a great time while solving all the issues that driving there has. But first, I gotta catch my train. It is early, but I love an early morning e-bike ride. My first step is taking this bike to get to a train so I can get to my real train. In 1 minute, oh This is the 19th Street station in Oakland, and if I miss my BART train to Richmond, that is my train. Gotta go. I will miss my Amtrak train as well. The Amtrak station in Richmond is right next to the BART station, but I have never taken Amtrak from Richmond, so I just have to figure out how to get over there. Not sure how I get there. I think I have to take the elevator. Made it to Richmond. This is the Amtrak stop. It looks like I got about 15 minutes before my train gets here. That's not it. Like I said, that's not it. My train is a couple minutes late, but I don't think it's gonna matter because I've got plenty of time to make my connection. Before getting coffee, I was told that my bag didn't pay for a seat, which is totally fair. I have always been a huge fan of the Amtrak dining car, and it's not because of the food, by the way. The food is just fine, but the views, at least here, are pretty awesome. I mean, check this out. I'm also a big fan of these Amtrak napkins, but that's probably just me. I changed my mind. The food is actually pretty good, and it is a bargain at $5 for a breakfast sandwich. This is a locals commuter train, so that they serve a local coffee. It's kind of awesome. The first part of this ride from San Francisco Bay and inland is just incredible. I don't know when to stop filming this. In addition to the price and the napkins, Amtrak dining cars have something else going for them, and that's the design. They look like they're from the 1970s, and many of them are. There's something else I should mention about this, and that's that it might not work out at all. It is winter in Yosemite, which means you can't reserve a wilderness permit to go backpacking. So I might be turning around the moment I get there. Here's the deal. Yosemite starts to shut things down in the winter because there aren't as many visitors. As of yesterday, they no longer take reservations for backpacking permits. That means I have to go to the Welcome Center and hope that they still have some remaining. If they do, I'll be taking a pretty steep hike straight up out of the valley, no matter where the permit gets me. If they don't, I'll be turning around and coming right back home. The good news is that even if that does happen, I have a couple hours in the valley to check off a couple of my goals. I'm also a pretty big fan of the train, so at least this whole thing wasn't for nothing. But I think there will be permits left, so please wish me luck.
Now here's a quick tour of the Amtrak San Joaquin's trains. The seats, windows, and views are huge. There's power outlets everywhere. There's reading lights at every seat. There's even free Wi-Fi, though not everything is in good condition.
What is in those pipes? Could it be water? I mean, there's water everywhere. Maybe it's oil?
And while the quota system means there's no way I can figure out exactly where I'm going, I can at least take a look at what my options are. As we leave the bay and head towards the Central Valley, the landscape takes on a different type of beauty. Vast waterways turn to lagoons, and then to expansive fields. Not long after, it's time to make our connection.
I may have forgot to mention that my connection is a bus. There is no train that goes to Yosemite, but there is a bus. And Amtrak makes it easy to book and get there. Pretty cheap too. Can I get on this bus? Is it as much fun as taking the train? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, so like I said, there is no train that goes in to Yosemite, but the Amtrak thruway connection should get me there all the same. It's getting hot. Got about 30 minutes until my bus gets here. This is Merced, right in the middle of California. It's actually kind of nice. I like it here. Just talked to a couple of people that got off the bus coming from Yosemite, and they said it is emptying out up there, although there are still a lot of people. So I think this means I've got a shot of getting a backpacking permit, but there's certainly no guarantees, especially because I'm not getting there until quite a bit later in the afternoon. Getting a little nervous, not gonna lie.
This is the Yosemite Area Regional Transportation System, or YARTS bus, the second half of my Amtrak ride. The bus is nice. There is plenty of legroom, reading lights, air vents, and power outlets at every seat. I'm gonna be honest, I am definitely getting pretty bored. This is not the fastest way to get to Yosemite. Not even close. This is taking a long time. Might be the easiest though. We've been in this bus for a while and nothing interesting has happened. We have not seen anything interesting or done anything interesting, and I left all my stuff below the bus, which was a mistake. I think we're still a ways away from the views as well, so oh man, it sounds like things are pretty slow in the park, which means I have a good chance of getting a permit. That's the good news. The bad news is that all the advantages you get from taking this bus might not apply today. It's possible that nobody would wait to get in the gate on a day like today. I should also mention that it's a Tuesday in October. I mentioned that the hike to my campsite, should I be able to do it, is gonna be a difficult one, and I wasn't kidding. If you start in a valley, the only place to go is up. Yosemite regulations say that you have to camp at least 4 trail miles from your starting point, which means that I've got to go very far up. I don't know what permits are still going to be available, but my hope is that I can either go to Yosemite Falls or around the back of Half Dome, but I'll take whatever's available. And now that is a lot of complaining, so you might be thinking I'm not having a good time, but that is not true at all. This is incredible. I can't believe that I get to do this just in the middle of the week. Not having to drive is a huge plus, and I don't even care if I can't stay the night. I'm excited. After a while on the bus, far in the distance, hills come into view. That's where we're headed. Slowly. The boredom on the faces of my fellow travelers turned to a mix of excitement, glee, and anxious anticipation. The grins on our faces growing wider with each ear pop. 2 hours later, we made it to this. Of course, we are behind schedule. Not by much, but every minute counts when you still need a permit. Plus, days are getting shorter, and I've got 3,000 feet of elevation to gain before I can set up my camp.
Appreciate you. Hoping to get a wilderness permit. Am I in the right spot? So there's no quota that I have to worry about?
No, there's a paper in there that says,
oh, okay, got it.
off. It says,
Oh, wasp nest. I'd like to rent a bear canister.
Okay, right over at the conservancy.
Oh, with them over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna make sure the weight in paperwork equals the weight of your backpack.
All right, good news. Got a bear canister, got a permit. We are ready to go. Now, just have to make sure we get there in time. They let me know the falls is completely dry, so there's no reason to go there. So we're going to Little Yosemite. To be clear, I really do not have much time to get to my campsite, but feeling good. Things are going as well as they could be. All right, here's the deal. I've got to take a shuttle to the trailhead. It's about 20 minutes away. Time is tighter than I thought it was. I am starting to get nervous, so glad you asked. Yeah, not a lot of time. And been waiting for the shuttle for about 10-15 minutes now, and I haven't even seen someone else trying to get it. That said, the place I am in is unbelievably beautiful. I cannot believe I'm here. So lucky. I'm actually on my way back to one of the stops that the Yards bus stopped at previously, so probably could have made this a bit more efficient. One thing that is super cool is the atmosphere here is fantastic. It's tough. Ooh, there's a shuttle. Come this way. Come this way. Oh, let's go. Little Yosemite campground. I gotta go past that. 5-6 miles total. Not bad. Path is paved, which is a weird start. Let's hope not. Quick update. I'm on the John Muir Trail, which is both incredibly beautiful, world famous, and very crowded. Paved as well. It is cold. Oh, I'm starting to warm up. Maybe I should have brought more jackets. And it's steep. We are going up, going down. It's kind of nice, but I know I'm just gonna have to go right back up. This is stunningly beautiful. Every corner you turn, there's another vista that could be a postcard, and probably is. May have gone out of the gates a bit hot. It's just straight up. Views are so good. Unfortunately, I don't have time to slow down, but I'll show you tomorrow. Update, it is still crowded. Shockingly crowded. Nothing the train and bus can do about that. The mist trail is open. Like the trail is open. So we might take that tomorrow. Oh my God, I've been hiking for about an hour, a little bit less, but I've still got to go all the way up there. I am officially tired. Starting to thin out a little bit on the trails, but I can see 6 people from right here, so not that thin. Still no time to rest. Nice seeing that the trail isn't quite as paved up here as it was at the bottom. This is hard. This is really hard. I am struggling, and I've got more bad news. I didn't read the fine print. The mist trail will be closed when I get back here tomorrow. Got a long way to go, but came from all the way down there, so should take a moment to appreciate how far we've come. Should probably explain why I'm in such a rush. Went about 1.3 miles in a little over an hour. Not great. Long way to go. I started there. I am there. I need to go there. Still a long way, but making progress. John Muir Trail. Next stop, Nevada Fall. Almost went the wrong way. That would have really sucked. Closer and closer with every step. That is not my final destination though. Not even close. Oh my God. It's stunning. Oh yeah, why am I rushing? I've set this grueling pace for one main reason. Finding a campsite in the dark and setting it up sucks. I would much rather be there during daylight. So I'm gonna have to pick it up. I mean, this is terrifying. The entire wall looks like it just fell off. I mean, come on. New plan. I have no chance of making it to Little Yosemite before nightfall, so I'm going somewhere else. First, I've got to head over to the top of Nevada Falls to filter some water. Oh my God, it feels amazing to walk without that backpack on. 35 pounds, in case you were wondering. Pretty heavy for a single night in the wilderness, but camera gear sure does weigh a lot. Spooky. Plan B. Plan B has some pros and some cons. Pros, I should be able to get there before sunset. The cons, it's gonna be steeper, pretty much straight up, and there's no water. One of the pros of not having any water is there shouldn't be any mosquitoes. That's bad news. That's my sternum strap, and it's a good thing to have when you're backpacking. Up we go. Oh my God. I really cannot wait until tomorrow when I have some time to slow down. The most iconic slab of granite on the planet is right there, and you deserve to see it. At the moment, though, I've got some cramps, and I'm worried that if I slow down anymore, I might be stuck. And unfortunately, I am still not in a place where camping is allowed. Yosemite water. Here we go. Still got a ways to go. About a mile. I've got about a mile to go and good amount of elevation. Starting to get curious. Am I gonna see anybody else up there camping? I wonder. What the was that? Who knows? But there's something big in there. I don't like that. I can camp wherever I want past this sign. And thank goodness, because the sunset is at 6:10, not 6:30. So I've got to find a spot quick. The key is to find a spot that somebody else has already used. This campsite is perfect. I know somebody else has camped here recently because I found this trash, so should be good to go. I'm not in view of any of the trails. No water, but I've got plenty. And I cannot wait to show you the view. Unfortunately, there's no time for that now because the sun is setting in about 10 minutes. So gotta set up camp quick. I don't think there's gonna be any rain tonight, but this tent really does better with the rain fly on. The right thing to do in this situation would be to set up my sleeping bag first, but I'm freezing. It's getting really cold. The sun has set, so I'm gonna make dinner. For a moment, I thought I forgot my spork, but I got it. The camera really does not pick up how dark it is. It is getting dark quick. Gotta find my headlamp. Not that I've been a stickler for the rules today, but a general one I like to follow is not eating in my tent. If you spill food in your tent, you're basically a bear magnet. For the record, though the sky behind me looks like it's the middle of the day, I can already see the stars. Pad Thai with chicken. This is pretty good. If I could give Mountain House, actually Backpacker's Pantry, any advice, be just a little bit too much lime. That artificial flavor is tough to get past. Oh, hey there. Love these things. Dinner's over, camp is all set up, batteries are charging. I think I'm good to go, and I am excited for tomorrow. Today was admittedly a bit of a stressful day. That's on me. I'm sorry about that. But tomorrow we get to explore the valley. I don't have to sprint up the mountain, and I get to show you the view from this campsite. It is incredible. What have we learned? I think 1, I'm out of shape. 2, this place is incredible. I am so lucky that I get to go here. And if you go, you'll be lucky too. I think the jury is still out on whether or not taking the train to bus is the right thing to do. We'll know more tomorrow. Something about being out in the wilderness is just kind of scary. Today's an exciting day. Slept all right last night. The view of this campsite is just hard to put into pictures. Game plan for today. Gonna head back out and show you the views on the way. Going to explore Yosemite Valley. Gonna try to find some souvenirs. And all of that has to happen before my bus at 3:45. But first things first, we've gotta pack up the campsite. Right off to a good start. I smell. Never a great sign when you can smell yourself. Not even 9 o'clock, I'd say that's a fine start. Off we go. Sun is just coming over this hill. Great time to get moving. I think the trail should be like right here. Is this it? No, not quite. Oh, there it is. Right there. Half Dome still looking nice. That's the trail, but that's a rock. Back up this way. Should take me considerably less time to get back down to the valley. Gravity is on my side. Sun is out today, so gotta use sunscreen. Going downhill is kind of nice. It is infinitely easier on the lungs, though quite a bit harder on the knees. I'm wondering if it's gonna be as crowded today as it was yesterday. Didn't exactly get an alpine start, so I'm thinking I'll run into quite a few people on the way back down. Horses are allowed on this trail. This is taking me so much less time than it did to go uphill. And here's something I haven't seen yet. The view down the valley. There truly is no way to capture this, and I'm sorry about that. But this is my attempt. It's true that Yosemite is crowded, even in the off-season. But there's a reason for that. This place is unlike anything else I've ever seen. Just too good to be true, honestly. Definitely less crowded in the morning than it was yesterday afternoon. We do have a bunch to do once we get back down to the valley, and I am excited about it. It's officially very crowded, but I just can't stop taking photos of this place. Nobody is saying good morning anymore. I think there's just too many people. And because of that, I'm just gonna hightail it back down to the valley. Back at the bus stop, you know what's on the list. That means you also know what's most important. First stop, the gift shop. Morning. Thank you. The mission is, of course, to find a long sleeve shirt. But the smallest size on this one is a large. And this simply isn't the shirt. Plus the line here is long. So we're gonna return the bear canister and see what they have at the Conservancy.
Cool. All right, Elsa.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nothing, I'm afraid. So far, this is not going well. I'm here right now and no luck on the long sleeve shirt. So I'm gonna go check out all of this stuff. Maybe there's something up there. Unfortunately, a hood is disqualifying. No viable long sleeve shirt options anywhere. I guess I'm just gonna go try to find some food, rehydrate, and call it a day. But then I saw postcards, and when that happens, I can never help myself. And then I found it. Things are looking up. I got food, I got this gift, and this is my view for lunch. Good news, I found another gift shop. I've got time, so we might as well go check it out. Plus, it's just a 15-20 minute walk. And that walk takes us past Camp 4, often called the birthplace of modern rock climbing. So I figured it's worth a look. Naturally, the Yosemite Lodge gift shop has exactly what every other gift shop has. And to make matters worse, now I am actually cutting it a bit close for the bus. As we pulled out to begin our return journey, Yosemite offered one final surprise. I won't ruin it for you, and it's not like pictures could do this place justice anyway, but as we exited the valley, I got my first view of what might be Yosemite's defining feature, the world-famous El Capitan. What's it really like taking Amtrak to Yosemite? It might not be the most direct route to the park, and though it does solve some of the park's issues, it certainly doesn't solve them all. Anyone who gets to visit this place is lucky, and that's true no matter how you get here. If you want to see me have just as much fun taking public transit to get the world's best beer, very familiar feeling, gonna have to run to make a connection, then watch this video. Hit subscribe and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.